I got a question for, because you guys are talking business, and I'm trying to think about the people listening who don't understand this part of the business. And I mean, I love this conversation, but I'm trying to think of the mindset of like a simple guitar player who just wants to know, like, how does this work? So my question has to have like a setting for it to make sense. So let's say me as a guitar player, I'm hearing you guys talk about selling from business to business or business to customer. For us who don't have businesses, we're trying to think like, where's the value for the company selling directly to a company if they can sell directly to me? I know we're talking about two very different markets here, and financially, the incentive is substantially different too.
Oh, yes.
So let's say, for example, the both of you have your own companies, and you decide you want to cater to me, who's just watching your YouTube channels, and you're trying to do your own publications, you're trying to do your own marketing, you're entertaining people, and you're trying to sell to me and the other guitar players that are watching your content. What would be the struggle if that was your marketing plan? You start, okay, I'm in my basement, I want to reach out to all the different guitar players. What are we talking financially, the difference between trying to cater to the people directly versus, let's say, having a distributor who has the whole European territory or the whole North American territory?
Well, it's a vast question. Well, first of all, I can explain why we would want to work with distributors and retailers. We trust that a local retailer, has a special relationship with his clients. So you, the guitarist, and that you may want to go to that place to receive a better service than me as a brand selling direct online and having just a very generic message that is not that can't be tailored to your needs. So when you go to a retailer, you would say, all right, this is the kind of music I'm playing. I'm trying to I'm trying to fix a problem I have, and the retailer can work with you, which us as a brand, we try to do through social network or forums or whatever. But when we push a message, it has to be a little bit generic because we can't have one just for you. So the retailer can do that. And the retailer needs support as well. They need to understand the product. So the distributor on a specific territory is supposed to teach you how to sell the stuff, teach you how they work, and again, to provide better service. Okay, so that's part of the value that a distributor and retailers offer. Also, if your product is broken, the retailer can contact the distributor and say, okay, I need a new one, my unit is broken, or I need to find a way to service that product. And that's their job, to make that fast as possible, as simple as possible for the end users. They are not all great at doing that, but that's what they're supposed to do. That's what we, as a brand, that's why we work with them. There is also another thing that people don't see because they are not professionals. But when I sell a product in Japan, so I'm based in France, most of the products are made in China. Yeah. So I'm selling the products to Japan, and the Japanese market is asking a foreign brand to actually obey to some rules in terms of security, lots of rules, lot of rules, and each country have their own set of rules. Canada, for example, changed them a few years ago relating to how we ground a product internally. So we had to make changes to all the products to follow that rule. Yeah. A distributor is responsible for putting the product on the market, meaning in the case of the worst case scenario with an electronic product, which is not a broken product, that's fine. I could deal with that from here and ship something to Japan or Canada. But you may have to pay duty and some other stuff. So again, as an end user, you may not understand why you would have to pay something because it's shipping from abroad, or VAT where it applies, or state tax. But the worst case scenario would be if your kid gets electrocuted with a product and sadly dies, you will want to find the responsible for that. And if we have a distributor, that's a distributor, and he's local to your country. So you have a legal recourse, and you can actually hire a lawyer and engage the responsibility of that local company. If you buy from a foreign company, good luck suing them, because the first thing you will see in every user manual is the governing law, which is usually the country of provenance. So let's say you're buying something from a Chinese company, they ship the product to you directly, your kid dies. And again, I'm sorry, but that could happen. Well, you have no recourse, because good luck suing a Chinese company from Canada. And again, that's one of the reasons I want to work with distributors, especially since I'm selling hardware, because I want the end user to be protected in case anything happens. And of course, nothing bad will happen in 99.999% of the cases, but it just takes a couple or one to make it huge. And so the distributor is the company that put the product on the market, and they are responsible for the product.
Yes.
And of course, the distributor can sue me or sue my company after, but it's a company suing another company. That's fine. That's part of the job. It happens, not often, but it can happen. So that's, again, nobody knows that. Again, when you buy from AliExpress or Temu to a Chinese company, you have no recourse. It's gone. You can try suing them, they won't care. And it doesn't happen often. The risk is very, very low, but you should know there is one. And so for that reason, we give them a lot of money. We pay the distributor, and the distributor pays the retailer to sell the stuff for service before the sale, after the sale, and in case there is a legal issue arising that the end user will not be able to deal with if they don't have a company in front of them. So those are the reasons, the main reasons. In terms of marketing, again, as a company, I can't translate all my stuff in 150 languages. Yeah. The distributor is responsible for pushing the message into the market in the local language, which they do or not, but they're supposed to do it. So for Tunuts, for example, we're a French brand, so we have everything in French. And since the marketing team is mainly English and American, we also have the English and American version of stuff. But we don't have a Chinese in 20 Chinese dialects. We don't have Japanese. We don't have even Spanish, which is a bit of a shame. I'm trying to fix that. But and Spain is like next door, this direction. Italy, just this direction. But the distributor is also supposed to do some marketing effort. That's why they get the margin as well. So they are. So when, of course, the end users often they say, "Oh, wait a minute, I can build that shit for $100, and why do they sell me at $400?" Well, that's the reason. Service, local marketing. That's the reason. I don't take that money. That money is given to our partners that are. I mean, all of them are doing a great job. If we work with them, it's because they do that. And that, as an end user, you can reserve some service, and that's what you pay for. That's all. That's not the electronics in the product. That's not what you pay for.